when something happens, like a tragedy with the gun, they have like survivor's remorse. That's kind of how I felt being the oldest. I felt like, Lord, I wish it was me and not him.
And I think Mom felt kind of bad about Melvin having it, as if, you don't intend to give anything that you have to any of the people you love, and there's nothing you can do about it, but I guess it's just not wanting to have to see it or to know about it.
I saw my mom go through this for 15 years. She was a neuroendocrine cancer patient. I remember when she got her diagnosis, I was wrecked for like the first week, and then I thought to myself, I was like, wow, if she only has 2 years, 5 years, whatever she has left, I'm not gonna spend those years depressed about it. I'm gonna make those good, positive years for her and me and the rest of the family. My name is Mel Phillips, Jr. I live in Forest Park, Illinois. I'm a neuroendocrine cancer survivor and thriver, former full-time tennis pro, and school social worker. Right now, I'm not doing either of those, just focusing on my health, taking care of my body. In 2010, the morning of a job interview, excruciating pain. Went into the local hospital, local emergency room, colonoscopy the next day, and that's where they found it. So I had to have my cecum removed. 2011, half of my thyroid, it was undetermined. 2013, I had prostate seed implants for prostate cancer. 2016, neuroendocrine carcinoid had spread to my liver. And I was working full-time, social worker that year.
How are you feeling today?
Not bad.
Any problem areas to focus on?
Yeah.
How's the hips?
I did try simvastatin and octreotide. After the first month, I had bilateral pain in both knees. After 2 months, it was both knees and both hips. After 3 months, both knees, both hips, both shoulder blades, both scapulas. After the 5th shot, it was knees, hips, elbows, shoulder blades, and fingertips. Even sending a text message, I could feel it in my fingers. And that's when I got off of it. I abandoned it. That kind of motivated me to research the holistic stuff. I'm a big proponent of what they call an integrated method of treatment, some Eastern and some Western. I do enjoy acupuncture, qigong, whirlpools. I've done even some ozone therapy treatment, deep breathing exercises, maybe some very light weightlifting, but nothing major. Another thing I do is essential oils. I have a treatment maybe once a month. It's called Symphony of the Cells. It helps your system out there. And I combine it with the other treatment from the acupuncturist with the deep tissue massaging. So if I do the deep tissue massaging first, follow up with that, it's a pretty good combination. I feel like most of the holistic type treatments won't hurt you, even if they don't help you. Everyone has a different experience. There's no one thing that helps everyone. So, I have to try and see what works best for me.
My record in high school was 1 win and 43 losses. That was my high school record. And I knew how to keep score and et cetera. And they asked me, would you want to be the tennis coach? And I said, okay.
Yeah, my former coach, George Calavoda, I would say he changed the course and path of my life in many ways because I was heavy into baseball and basketball. My mom bought 2 $5 rackets, asked me to play tennis with her just for exercise. Didn't want to do it, but I loved my mom, did it as a favor to her. None of my friends were doing it. Thought it was a rich, nerdy kid sport. Did it the first time, fell in love with it.
And I didn't even know if Melvin even held the tennis racket in his hand.
My mom and I played in the proviso on the back courts.
Oh, with the holes in it.
Yeah, where the courts were really bad, and you saw us back there. He saw me at basketball practice, and he says, hey, you're that kid that was playing with your mom. Are you gonna go out for tennis next spring? I was like, nah, I'm a baseball player. He's like, okay, well, good luck. I was like, wow, I was like, he's not mad, he's not upset, he's kind of supportive. He's a pretty cool guy. Baseball didn't work out. I was like, that tennis guy seemed pretty cool, seemed pretty nice. I think I'll try tennis next year. Got a couple of my buddies to do it. One of them is a full-time pro as well. So he changed more than one career path.
What I was looking for was just nice people, nice kids that were
Respectful.
Yeah. And that I liked. I could recognize the athletic ability of the guys that Melvin brought out, and the rest went from there. Yeah, we were 21st in the state, which doesn't sound like much, but at the time that was a world record for proviso.
So I ended up, after 3 years of high school tennis, getting a full ride, college for tennis, and subsequently becoming a tennis teaching pro.
George, what does it mean to you to still have this bond and this relationship with Mel?
Everything.
Tell me about that.
Everything. Everything.
I saw my mom go through this for 15 years, and I learned a little bit about it in advance, just from sitting in her meetings with her oncologists and whatnot. And my diagnosis was at 2010, my first onset midgut, 2010, and she passed the next year, 2011. First thing I could remember, and I thought for a long time, was like, I don't want to let my mom know. I don't want to tell her. I know she's gonna blame herself. It's just the kind of person she was. So that's my initial reaction. And then I was, after seeing how she handled it, I was like, well, she's had it for 15 years. Maybe I'm catching it early here. So, maybe I'll have a chance. Maybe there'll be some hope. After my surgery, she apologized to me. She apologized to me for me having it. And I told her, I'd rather live 50 years as your son than to live 100 years as somebody else's son. And that's true.
And unfortunately, we're living in a time where cancer is rampant. Every family has some kind of cancer somewhere. And just the fact that we saw her suffer through that, and you don't want anyone that you love to suffer through anything, but we'll just do whatever we can to support him.
Yeah, I think when Melvin got diagnosed, we were thinking, well, Mom handled it a long time. It's not a finite thing. Melvin and I, participating in the NIH study, we're trying to help others to find a cure for it.
Now I'm in a familial trial at the NIH. It's to check the genetic component of the disease. They run a full scan of the 5-1HAA and all of the latest PET scans, CT scans, head to toe. Feeling good about being involved with that. I'm really pleased with what I accomplished with tennis, the scholarships for college, and coming back and starting a program in my town, introducing it to many kids that would not have had that experience. It's great to even run into them and their parents. Some of them have even introduced it to their kids. When I see them, they'll say, hey, Coach Mel, my son and daughter, they both play tennis now. I bought rackets for them. It's a good feeling. At times I do identify as a cancer patient. Let's say if I get some of the flushing, every morning, really, I can really feel it in my bones and my joints. So some days are worse than others. Just kind of have to be open-minded and be prepared to deal with whatever the day is ahead of you. My schedule is pretty full because I know so many people from growing up in this area my entire life. So there's always something going on that I can get involved in. You don't have to look far to find something somewhere to help. So if there's a sick and shut-in person or a bereaved family from my church or someone that we know, try to do what I can. I enjoy spending time with the elderly, and you can learn a lot from the elderly, if you sit and listen. I'm sure that Seeing the smiles on their face or the gratitude is cathartic.
What would you tell a new patient?
You know, get involved with a support group, learn as much as you can, date a course, be positive. If you have a spiritual source, stay on top of that. Don't limit yourself to just Western. Don't limit yourself to just Eastern. Absorb it all and see what you feel works best for you. You have to enjoy and appreciate every day. I could always feel a lot worse a week from now or a month from now. So I need to enjoy this. If it's getting up and out and going to do certain things. You know, I used to enjoy a lot of tennis and a lot of golf and things like that, but now I maybe just be able to get on the green and putt a little bit. Someday I may not be able to do that. I may be horizontal every day, you know, laid up in hospice. You have to enjoy and appreciate and maximize where you are.